Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy K Proetic, 1/4 of the Real Music Squad. Yo, tune in to Heritage Hip Hop, subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop, and know that if you want to tune in, just go right to YouTube and know that, yo, if hip hop's in your soul, y'all know the platform I need to be tuned into. So it's co-signed by K Proetic of Real Music, Heritage Hip Hop all day, Jersey in the building.
Welcome back to Heritage Hip Hop. As you see, we only bring the best to the camera, and since we introduce your future favorite artist to you today, if you don't know this man, you're welcome. Introduce yourself.
What's happening, y'all? I go by the name of K Proetic, 1/4 of the Real Music Collective from East Orange, New Jersey. KPROETIC. That's me, man.
Let's go to the essence of what K Proetic is, not who he is.
Gotcha.
The essence of K Proetic is a man who tells the truth by giving people the visual pictures to understand his heart. Am I correct?
That's a fact. Well, that was dope. I like that.
How important is the heart when it comes to creation and proclamation?
Heart is everything. If you don't got a heart in this hip hop game, if you're not displaying that, and for me, it'll be hard to listen to. I feel like on every song I do, anything I write, whether it's a feature, whether it's one of my own joints, I gotta give you 110% of me, and that's what's in here. So heart is everything, and as long as y'all tune into what I got, y'all gonna hear that from me, like full, you know what I'm saying, like from top to finish, you know what I'm saying? That's all you're gonna hear from me, it's all heart, you know what I'm saying?
But the heart is not the essence of truth. The heart is the beginning of feeling.
Right.
And truth doesn't mean heart. Truth can mean pain, but pain can influence the heart, and the heart through pain can influence direction.
Right.
So does your heart create, or does your heart propel what you feel into your creation?
That was a deep question. I guess the latter. It really propels into what it propels like that. Like it's you feel it first, you believe it, you sit with it, and then you create from that. But whatever you go through, you have to make sure that you deal with those emotions first. Some people deal with it through their music. I deal with it before I write anything. I handle it, and then I feel propelled to create right after that. But it's that's normally my process. If I'm writing something that's really introspective, really like profound, or something that comes from like a real like sensitive place, I deal with those emotions, I deal with all those feelings, and then after I deal with that, I write about it. Sometimes I may write just to overcome something, but for the most part, I like to handle it, and then I like to share my story. So that's normally how I do it.
I think you are the MC with a blank canvas on purpose.
Okay.
Because when people paint the picture, they go stroke by stroke. I don't think you stroke the canvas to paint a picture. I think you stroke the canvas to bring everybody into your picture.
Absolutely. Yeah.
One masterful thing you do is intros. Because the intros to your projects, that's right, there's more than one.
All right.
The intro to your projects set the stage of the man who's opening the story. You remind me of a grandfather who has people in front of him ready to tell a story.
Right.
Because through telling your story and giving an intro, not only are you feeding the mind so people can come into your world, you're also giving them the expression that this can be your world too.
Yeah.
Why is that important to you?
I mean, well, one, I'll say this, like, in regards to storytelling, like, my favorite artists, my favorite rappers were storytellers. That's Nas, that's Tupac, even M. Like, I love people that if you could sit and I'm listening to what you're doing. If I'm listening to your song, and I could just close my eyes and envision everything, and Nas is incredibly descriptive. Like, when he'll talk about, like, one song he talked about, like, cleaning his shoelaces and water and all that stuff. I just saw it all. Like, Eminem Stan. Like, before I saw the video, like, I could see it. Nas is incredible at it. A song called Undying Love on the I Am album. I saw the whole thing. So I felt inspired to give a story at all times. And me, I went to college, I'm a journalism major, I'm all about storytelling. I'm all about, even when I'm explaining something to somebody, like somebody will ask me a question and I'm just gonna give you a long, drawn out answer because I like to give you the top to the bottom, and I like to do that in music too. So like the intro of my album, Beautiful Dystopia, I needed to set the tone and let y'all know what y'all about to get into. And then, I got into another song on the project where I told a full story, but an unfortunate situation happened to me, 11 years ago. But storytelling is everything. I wanna bring y'all in, and what's more riveting than a good story? You know what I'm saying? So I wanna reel y'all in, and have y'all locked in, and tune into what I'm doing. And I think storytelling is a dope way to really captivate the listener. You know what I'm saying?
But isn't the intro different by tone, not by story?
The intro is different by tone. Like, this intro in particular, like, the way I went about it, like, it was pretty dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of, it started, dark mind, the darts flying, hard times and hearts crying, sharks biting, broads fighting through the phone, talk violent, broad typing in your face, y'all silent, fox lying, false findings, cops grinding, lost guidance, walk blood. So I said all of that just to let y'all know what kind of world we living in. That was the tone I set from the beginning to let y'all know, hey, look, so this is the type of, just to let y'all know what type of project this was. It starts off, it is, right? It starts off dark, but if you listen to it towards the end, I'll bring the light in. But I wanted to let y'all, I just wanted to bring the people into what society really is. And I wanted to just hit y'all with it, word after word after word after word after word, phrase after phrase after phrase. And that's how I wanted to do it. I wanted to set that tone and have y'all, not to have y'all depressed or nothing like that, because it's starting off relatively dark. But I just wanted to be real, let y'all know what was going on. And but I knew that I was gonna clean that up later on, so I was cool with starting the project like that. Some people might think it's iffy to start a project like that. You know what I'm saying? The intro sets the tone for real. But I know for my listeners, my hardcore listeners, who was gonna listen to it all the way through, they'd get it at the end of the project.
So how does that intro differ from the MG intro?
The MG intro was it was more lively, and that was me setting it up for so my project I put out before Middle Ground, I put out that project in 2015, and that project was a little more it was a little more energetic. It was a little more, I wasn't, the Beautiful Dystopia was a little more somber. MG, when that intro was kind of, it had the IP Man theme sample in it, and I was just basically explaining why I'm calling the project Middle Ground, how I could take a beat that's anthemic, entertaining, grabs the people, but I could give y'all some lyrics that's complex, creative, thought-provoking. I could marry the two, but keep everybody happy and bring all those listeners in. The people that just want to hear great music, let's bring them in. The people that really want to hear just bars, bring them in. Let's marry the two, and that was Middle Ground. So that was the intro I had for my first project, or mixtape really. And so I'm, just going crazy for the first verse, just going bar heavy. But in the second verse, I really broke it down, just the difference between old and young, or new and old, and how the older statesmen of hip hop think about the younger people doing it, and I'm somewhere in the middle because I'm from that class. I feel, even though I'm I'm 30, but I'm I'm a 90s head. That's where I come from. But I'm younger than a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So they still put me with the newer rappers, but my style isn't that. So I wanted to just kind of bridge the worlds a little bit. I was trying to do that with my first project. So that was the MG intro. I was doing that. This intro was way different on Beautiful Dystopia. This one was way more I got a message. It's a different message, and I'm gonna stick to that message for this whole project. If you listen to the whole thing from top to bottom, you'll understand.
And getting that only brings us to who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
Hey man, I'm a young man from Roselle in East Orange, New Jersey, that has a dream, that sees music differently. I don't see music as a way of just, I don't see music as a way of just, I don't see it as a hobby. I don't see it as a way to, get some quick cash. This is it's a necessity. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lifeline. I'm a man that just sees music as one of the most important things in my life. Hip hop gave my life so much purpose. K Proetic, the brand, is just making music that's introspective, that's positive, that's conscious, that's I'm gonna always show my lyrical ability. I'm always gonna be rhyming in a certain way to make, you know, my real hip hop heads pay attention, and just give y'all something good, man. If y'all just know that when you search K Proetic and you press play, you're gonna hit something that should be pleasing you, and that's the goal. Like, I mean, well, at least my people. You know, I'm raw and honest about a lot of things that I talk about. You know, if you're a little bit on the outskirts in regards to like your political affiliation or whatever like that, maybe not. But aside from that, that's the K Proetic brand, man. Like, just tune in, man, because I got way more stuff to talk about. Way more stuff.
How old were you when hip hop hit you?
I was 11.
Where did you live?
I lived in Roselle.
Roselle. Shout out to Roselle, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Roselle's vibe is not a hip hop vibe.
No.
East Orange vibe.
Yep.
Is a hip hop vibe.
That's when it smacked. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me the difference between Roselle's vibe, and East Orange vibe, and how it molded you.
Yeah, like, well, okay, so Roselle, I always feel like, on my line, I have a song called Ill-Time Chronicles, and in one line I said, the balance of Roselle and E.O. may be that decent man. I lived in Roselle for 14 years, East Orange for like 10 years. But East Orange was always a part of my life, so all throughout the 90s, I was in East Orange every single weekend for my entire life. And then I would spend my summers there because my grandmother lived there. That's where real music was created. That's where we had our sessions. That's where we recorded. That's where we wrote our rhymes. That's where hip hop was. In Roselle, like, I was young. I was still listening to hip hop. I was still listening to all the authentic, old school hip hop stuff while I was in Roselle. But when I got to East Orange, that's when I really that's when I started doing my digging and listening to people that I know people my age were not listening to. I was 18 listening to Intelligent Hoodlum. I was listening to Dead Prez. I was listening to, I don't know, Onyx. I was going underground, Terminology. You know, I love those guys. Like, and when I was in, like, I mean, I was introduced to that stuff when I was still in EO. When I moved to East Orange, that's when I really started, you know, that's when I came outside, basically. That's when I started running around. And, you know, that's when I started going to Newark and performing at these clubs and all that stuff. And that's when I peeped the vibe. And, you know, it definitely had more of a, you know, to me, it was more of a hip hop vibe. Not much in, you know, Roselle's a little bit more of a suburban town, a little bit, or lower middle class, whatever y'all call it. But East Orange was really like, that's the hub. That's why we say real music, East Orange based rap club, because we all came together in that city and created our group in that city, wrote rhymes in that city, rehearsed in that city, recorded in that city. That's the city that ties to all four of the members of real music. So yeah, that's how it works.
Thank you for watching our presentation. We ask that you subscribe to our YouTube family and hit the notification bell for updates. Please like, comment, and share this video.
Real hip hop. Real hip hop. We here.